when you want to solve simultaneous equation, you have 4x, 2x. We'll try to use equation 2 times 2, so that we're getting 4x plus 6y equals to 6. Call this equation 2a. So now we're going to do 1 and 2a. So we use 1 to subtract away 2a, so that I'm getting positive numbers. So I have 7y minus 6y because the 4 x's cancelled, and so 9 minus 6. So y is actually equals to 3. And then substitute y equals to 3 into equation 2. So I have 2 times x plus 3 times 3 equals to 3. So 2x equals to negative 6. So x is equals to negative 3. So your answer is y equals to 3, x equals to negative 3. Okay, question 2, fraction. I try to avoid fraction. Okay, I'm going to multiply equation 1 by 12. Call this equation 1a. And then question 2, equation 2, I will multiply by 4, so that I get rid of the denominator, and so I get 3x minus, okay, this part is half, okay, this part is 16. So this is equation 2a. So now equation 1a and 2a, the 3 are the same. So I will use equation 1a, subtract away equation 2a. So when I subtract this, I have 8y minus negative, so plus half y equals to 50 minus 16 is 34. So this is 8.5, which is 17 over 2y. So y is actually equals to 4. So when y equals to 4, I will substitute into equation 1a. So I get 3x plus 32 equals to 50. So 3x equals to 18. So x is equals to 6. So I have two answers, x6, y4. This is question 1. Question 2. So next, question 3. The question, I can form two equations. Okay, I can form these two equations. But if I were to multiply 5 to the first equation, I get x. If I multiply 7 to the second equation, I have 2x. So I want to make them the same. So instead of multiply by 5, I multiply by 10. So if I multiply by 10, so this will be 2 times x minus 3 equals to 130y. So I have 2x minus 6 equals to 130y. So this is my equation 1a. So for equation 2, I times 7. When I times 7, I have 2x minus 3 equals to 91y. So this is my equation 2a. So these two equations, I want to find out what is y. So I'm going to subtract equation 2a from equation 1a. So this is going to be 130y minus 91y, and then this one is going to be negative 3. Okay, so I have now 9y is negative 3. So y is negative 3 upon 39, which is negative 1 upon 13. So that is my y. So in order to find x, okay, I substitute y equals to negative 1 upon 13 into equation 1. Okay, so I have x minus 3 equals to 5 times 13 times negative 1 upon 13. So I have negative 5 here. So x minus 3 is negative 5, x is negative 2. So these are my answers. Question 4, you are given a list of equations, and then you want to find out which are the equation that passes through the origin parallel to each other whose equation has infinitely many solutions. So the best way of doing this is try to put it into the gradient intercept form. First one already in gradient intercept form. We can see the gradient is 4/5. Second equation, we write it to be gradient intercept form. So the gradient is 0, the intercept is y. The third one already done, so we don't have to change. The fourth one, we are getting y equals to 1/4 x, okay, plus 11/4. Okay, the next one, y is 4/2 will be 2x plus 3/2. The next one is y equals to negative 3/5x, and the next one is y equals to 1/4 x, okay, 1/4 x plus 11/4. Okay, so all of them we change into the gradient intercept form already, so it is very easy now. Okay, if I want to find out the line that passes through the origin, so those having the y-intercept equals to 0 will be the question. So I have this one and this one, so therefore y is 4/5x, and okay, this one is 3x plus 5y equals to 0. I use the original equations to write, okay? That's for question A. Part B, they are parallel to each other. So x equals to 2x minus 1, and also the other one is 2y minus 4x equals to 3. So which is this line? So these two lines are parallel because their y-intercepts are not the same. Okay, and then the next part is to find equations which have infinitely many solutions. So infinitely many solution will be this equation, okay, and this equation. Okay, so these two lines, because they are not only parallel, their y-intercept are the same, which means they are actually the same line. So same line, that means they have infinitely many solutions. One equation is 2y plus x equals to 5. You're asked to find out what's the equation of triangle OAB. So to find A, to find B, so when at A is on the y-axis, so x equals to 0, so you can work out what's the value of y. So A is at this position, okay, and then at B is when on the x-axis, on x-axis y equals to 0, so you look up for what is B. So therefore the area of the triangle be half base times height, so you can get 4 1/4. Second part, okay, to find the equation of L2. You are told that L2 is parallel to L1, and then it passes through the point 0, -1. So when you put x equals to 0 and -1 into the equation of L2, how do we form the equation of L2? They are parallel, so therefore the gradient are the same. And then C is unknown, so we're going to look for C. So when you substitute x equals to 0, y will be equals to -1, so C is equals to -1. So therefore the equation of L2 can also be found. Okay, next is to find the coordinates of the point of C. So C is the point on the x-axis. So on x-axis, y equals to 0. So we put in y equals to 0. We work out x equals to -2. So C is at the point -2 and 0. Okay, so after getting all these points on the axis already, O, A, B, C, D already, we look for the area of triangle of ABDC. So we will use this area plus this area plus this area and plus this area. All the four add up together. Okay, so each of them you work out what is the length. Okay, you cannot use -1. You cannot use the coordinates to calculate the area. You should use the absolute value of the coordinates. Okay, so it's all should be all positive number. So you get answer of 12 1/4. Then the next part is to find out what is the intersection point. There are two new intersection points. One of them is the L1 with the L3. L3 is the new line given. L1 is already given earlier. So these two you want to solve, you equate the two equations, solving simultaneous equation. You put the y to be equals to the y, so you get all the x's. You work out what is x first, then substitute back to get the y. Okay, so that will be the coordinates of E. Then you want to find the coordinates of F, then you will use equation L1 with L3 with L2. Okay, so this is L2, this is L3. So L2 and L3, you equate them again. So the answers are, the values are slightly different. So your answers will be different. And so the F now is at the point 1 and negative 3 over 2. Okay, question 6. There are 3 towns A, B, C. They never tell you that A, B, C is in one straight line, so you have to assume that they're all at different points. Okay, so there are 3 towns A, B, and C, and then John drives from A to C at a speed of 50 km per hour, and at the same time Ali drives from B to C at a speed of 40 km per hour. So C is x km from A, and then B is y km from C. Okay, so you want to find, okay, first you are told that John arrives at C 2 hours earlier than Ali. Okay, so that means Ali take longer time. So what is the time taken by Ali? So time taken by Ali will be the distance divided the speed. So 4 upon y upon 40. Okay, so that is the time taken by Ali. And then the time taken by John is x over 50. And you're told that Ali take a longer time. So how much longer? 2 hours longer. Okay, so 2 hours longer, so plus 2. Okay, equals to Ali's time. Okay, next one. Okay, if now John increase his speed by 25 kilometer per hour, so that means the new speed will be 50 plus 25 now. Okay, and then Ali has doubled his speed, so now Ali is 80 km per hour. So this is Ali's speed and this is John's speed, and Ali would have arrived 30 minutes later than John, which means he's going to take longer time again. Okay, 30 minutes, because it's all in terms of hour. So 30 minutes means I put half an hour. So Ali still take half an hour longer than John. Okay, so this is another equation. Okay, so this is the part 2. Then the next part, I want to find out the x and the y. Okay, so to find out the x and the y, which is easier to eliminate? This x upon 50 and x upon 75, which is more difficult than y upon 40 and y upon 80. So as long as I multiply equation 2 by 2, I will get into this one. Okay, so let me call this equation 1 and let me call this equation 2. So if I use equation 2 times 2, so I'm going to get 2y over 80 equals to 2x over 75 plus 1. So this is going to be equation 2a. So now equation 1 and equation 2a are the same now. So this is y upon 40. So I'm going to subtract. Okay, I'm going to subtract which one? I'm going to use equation 1, subtract equation 2a. So equation 1 subtract equation 2a, which means this y and this y is going to be the same, or I can equate these two equations also. So I have x upon 50 plus 2 equals to 2x upon 75 plus 1. Okay, so I'm going to put these two together. So I'm getting I'm getting 2x upon 75 minus x upon 50 equals to 2 minus 1. So in this case, I am getting, if I times 150 here on both sides, so this is going to be 150, and here times 150, I'm going to get 4x minus 3x. Okay, so x is actually 150. So when x is 150, my y is easy now. So therefore, if I substitute into equation 1, so I'm going to get y upon 40 equals to 150 divided by 50 plus 2, which is 3 plus 2, which is 5. So y upon 40 is 5. So y is actually 200. So x is 150, y is 200. So we can say that this $3 is actually the hourly charge. Okay, hourly charge of rental of bicycle. Okay, that is the hourly charge. And then the 0.5, this 0.5, okay, is actually the administration charge. Okay, so this is the initial admin charges. So this is a fixed amount. It's a fixed amount. So based on how many hours you rent, then times 3, every hour is $3. Okay, that's first part. Then second part, okay, you are given a table, and then this company B is the same like company A. Okay, so the equation that we can form is y is equals to ax plus B also. Okay, B is the initial admin charges, then X is the number of hours, and A is the rental per hour. Okay, we do not know what is A and what are A and B's are, but we can use the table to help us to find. So that means when X is equals to 12, Y is equals to 31.5. So therefore we have A times 12 plus B equals to 31.5. Okay, one equation. And then second one, when X is equals to 25, Y is equals to 64. So therefore we have 25A plus B equals to 64. This is equation 2. So from these two, we are going to find out what is A, what is B. So it's quite easy. Question 2, equation 2 subtract equation 1. So you have 25A minus 12A equals to 64 minus 31.5. Okay, so here we have 13A equals to 32.5. So A is actually 2.5. Okay, so we have found out what is A, and the answer is correct. Okay, next is question, what is B? So we substitute A equals to 2.5 into equation 1. So we have 12 times 2.5 plus B equals to 31.5. So we can also find out the B is equals to 31.5 minus 30. Okay, so B is 1.5, which is also the same answer. Okay, next want to find out what's the value of C. What's the value of C? So C is in the table. C is when the total charge is 74. We want to find out what's the number of hours. So we have this equation, which is y equals to 2.5 x plus 1.5. So when the number of hours, the total charge is 74, so we have 74 equals to 2.5x plus 1.5. So 2.5x is equals to 74 minus 1.5, which is 72.5. So x is actually equals to 29. So therefore C is actually 29 hours.